If you've been paying attention to Warchant TV and Warchant.com, especially the recruiting coverage provided by Michael Langston, you might have seen this one coming. Florida State now does not have a quarterback in the 2026 recruiting class, as former commit Brady Smigiel has decommitted from Florida State. He said, all right, I don't think I believe in this offense under a new offensive coordinator. Michael Langston is joining me to talk about that. Michael, you've had an article to that end. We've discussed
Yeah.
this. There was a visit that was going to be coming where the family could get in with Gus Malzahn to talk about a new offense, not Mike Norvell's, but Gus Malzahn's. And I guess it just it never got off the ground.
Yeah, I didn't get a sense that even though he kept saying like I want to visit soon, Brady. I never got a sense that anything was finalized. And if it's your quarterback and you want him, I'm not saying they didn't want him, but I'm saying if you want to get it done, you would think that that would be something that's imperative to wrap up. And I just think ultimately Brady wanted to play in a pro style offense. And I kind of felt that way when I interviewed him, the first time and talked, and then later we did another article with about the suitors that were going after him. But I just feel like if you look at a lot of these offenses, for the most part, they have pro style tendencies. And they at least have somebody that's on their staff that's pro style that they want to run, and I think ultimately that's what it came down to. I don't think it had anything to do with Norvell. He certainly has a incredible relationship there, but I think once that changed, where Gus is going to be running the show, it's going to be more of a dual, athletic type of quarterback that has a certain tendency that he looks for, and I think overall, they tried to make it work, went to visit him, but overall, coaches can feel like stuff that's not connecting, and I think overall you can kind of see it not connecting, and eventually you felt like he would open it up. It was kind of the same way when I looked at Jamel Jones when he eventually flipped to Florida. It was kind of like I don't see the ultimate fit there because Tramel's not a runner or not a guy that depends on his legs with a lot of his game, and I think Brady's the same way where Brady depends more as a passer. Although they can both run, they're mobile. I think you have to get guys that fit kind of what you're comfortable with, and I think that's kind of where we're at. And I think from what I hear, both sides did there was communication of what was going on, so I don't think this is like a total stunner or shocker. So, and I don't anticipate there'll be a pursuit for those that we're going to ask, but I think it'll be a new board where you see like probably like three or four guys that they're focused on, and hopefully in the coming days I'll have some more names. I know we got one that we'll cover in a few, but just overall, I think you have to get guys that fit your system, and we kind of saw that with what they did in the portal.
Well, this is, again, if anybody doubted that there is a difference, a material difference in the system between Mike Norvell and Gus Malzahn, even though they're from the same roots and Mike learned under Gus, this is proof. The quarterback says, I was coming here for one reason, and now it's not the same anymore. So you can expect that just on the team side, the stuff that I do, Michael, day by day, it's going to look different because the quarterback has said, no, this is not what I signed up for. And so Brady moves on, and he does so early enough in the process where Florida State can now fill its quarterback need for 2026 with plenty of time. And one of those offers that went out earlier today, Michael, let's talk about him. That's Bo Bentley.
Hmm.
This doesn't seem to be a quick switcheroo, right? A situation where Florida State immediately offers a guy he's going to commit. Well, Florida State might take a little bit of time here to find a replacement in the Gus Malzahn offense.
Yeah, I think there's three or four guys that I think they went to visit. They probably didn't. It wasn't high profile. They didn't really bring a lot of attention to it. But I think there's guys that they went to see that, just to see if these guys fit in what the interest level would be, and then a guy like Bo Bentley, that's the guy they went to see in Texas. He's one that they checked on. And certainly I think Gus and Mike Norvell were on those trips. So I think there's several guys that they have in line. It's a four-star quarterback on three. I know it says three-star there, but that's mainly just a combined of industry ranking. But I think overall you want to get somebody that kind of fits everything you're searching for, and at the end of the day, that's kind of where we're at. To finish off kind of the Brady thing, if people focus, when you watch, and I think Tom, you said it, if you listen to his words on the article I did with him, he said, "This is not what I signed up for."
Right.
when I got. So that's kind of a tea leaf of, hey, this is kind of where it's trending, and it happens. I know there's going to be a lot of FSU fans that are mad and upset and pissed off, and it's like, yeah, hey, this is tradition or whatever that they lose quarterbacks, but I think overall, it's a totally different situation when you have a new offensive coordinator, and this is a situation where they've done a lot to build their coaching staff up. Now they have to find their right guys that fit everything with that. And unfortunately, when you have changes, this is this is a sacrifice of what happened of that. It's going to change your rooms in certain places with positions.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about the instant reaction. I saw that too on the premium recruiting board
Yeah,
on Warchant. There was one poster who said, "It's an annual tradition with Mike Norvell." And look, I get the frustrations with recruiting, but this is by nature. If you're going to bring in new coordinators, there are going to be fits, and there are going to be guys that
yeah,
emerge out of nowhere. Like think about Florida State's 2025 class and how they close. Might be closing on an offensive lineman here soon.
yeah,
That Gus Malzahn and Herb Hand were tied to. Certainly, not just in high school, but Randy Pittman here. Adrian Medley is here from UCF because of the new hires. Some guys just aren't going to fit. And so Florida State now has to move forward with that 2026 class with a new quarterback, somebody who can lead the class as well. Michael, I just want to ask your opinion on that. Brady Smigiel, in terms of contacting other recruits, do you think that this is going to be a domino effect because he's very close knit with somebody else that might be in the 2026 class, or do you think that Florida State will be able to handle business here and make a clean break and then tab somebody new to lead and make sure that there's contact and communication with fellow recruits in that class?
I think it really just depends on who you add. I don't. I didn't really sense like Brady being like the raw guy that talks to everybody. It wasn't like Trammell, where Trammell was always talking to different guys. Not that he wasn't. I'm sure he was working on some West Coast guys, but overall, I don't think it'll dramatically affect you. Depending on who you add. If you add another, talented four-star quarterback that certainly fits your system, I think it's really with the quarterback position. I think it's more just you want to get it done. I think you want to get it done, or, in the summer, spring and summer. I mean, that's kind of the goal when you're talking about a quarterback for your class or the future for your class. So I think as long as they do that, I think the relationships kind of take care of itself when you're dealing with the impact on other players. I don't think it dramatically impacts many because when 2026, I think it's just getting started, and I think you will see a lot more. Like there's going to be so many visits and summers and official visits that there's so much time that you'll be able to build a relationship with whoever that new guy could be. So I don't think it's going to dramatically affect kind of the whole class of what they're going to have. I think certainly Brady is one heck of a quarterback. Certainly good luck to you. Best of luck wherever he goes. But at the same time, that relationship with the quarterback, it seems to materialize, I think, mostly during the spring and summer. And I think that's going to be, again, the case where I think FSU will hope to get their guy. The kind of the plan of what you want is going into the season. You kind of want to have your high school quarterback in place, and we'll see if that happens and follows suit. But that's kind of what the expectations are. But I don't think it'll be a dramatic effect.
So the breaking news is Florida State loses its quarterback commit in the 2026 class. Thank you to the family for doing that in the third quarter of the NFC Championship game
There
and
you
not
go.
during the AFC Championship game tonight. We appreciate that. What's not exactly breaking news is that Florida State is not going to run a pro-style offense. All right, so just if anybody's holding out hope
Yeah.
that Gus Malzahn's going to reinvent himself in Tallahassee and run a pro-style offense, you can put that notion to bed. We kid. Make sure to like the video underneath here for more news, to see Warchant content more often on your home screen. You might not like the result, but hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. Michael, we always appreciate your time. Breaking news or not, you're always here for us.
My pleasure. And like I said, I understand people's frustrations and emotions when it comes to this stuff. But at the same time, as I said before, coaching changes indicate these things to happen. But as I said on the message board in the PRB a little while ago, we're developing a board of what it's going to be of targets, not just the one we just talked about with Bo, but just more targets as far as what the plan is, and also kind of share the plan of later this week maybe I'll do an article on just kind of what they're looking for in a quarterback, civics, stuff like that. So I might drop that and do something. So a lot more coming up on the quarterback situation as far as the 2026 class.
Again, make sure to head over to the premium recruiting board at warchant.com. Sign up today if you haven't before. It's $1 for your first week and then half off an annual special. Join the largest FSU fan community. And always subscribe to this channel because we'll appear on your home screen absolutely free right here on Warchant TV. We'll talk to you next time.